Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Global Hot Talk. Today I'm talking about a discussion between Daniel Davis and Patrick Henningsen. So he happened to be in Iran and happened to watch all the rally that happened in Iran just a few weeks ago when Ayatollah Khamenei called on a rally to show the support that the regime carried. Mind you, I have to remind you that this regime is 47 years old. A 47 years old regime is a huge year.
When I arrived in Tehran, I arrived on Wednesday at 8 a.m. I cleared customs at 9 or something like that, and I was with a number of other very well-known Western journalists as well, a few, and we went, and it was the National Rally Day in downtown Tehran. And so I managed to get there before it finished, before noon, and it was a record number attendance for their National Independence Day, effectively. 2.5 million estimated in Tehran, all total around the country in all cities, 20 million. 20 million came out in support of the government, in support of the Supreme Leader. In fact, the Supreme Leader is the one who called for the people to come out. And they came out. Show me, Danny, one Western government or any government in the world that can make that call and pull millions of people on the street to support the government. Tell me where that exists. Millions. I met with the chief of police in Tehran. We've been shown some of the evidence files I personally saw at least 8 police officers burned to death. They were burned alive. Hundreds of police were killed. Many innocent bystanders. These armed protesters, these rioters, killed EMS workers, first responders. They attacked the fire department when it came after they burned mosques and buildings. When the fire department showed up, they then attacked them and tried to, destroyed some of their vehicles. Buses were burned. Total chaos. So this whole idea of these protests never happened in terms of the U.S. narrative of it. It never happened. In terms of Iranian losses in that, again, from these violent protesters, they lost 2,400 people in total. That includes innocent bystanders. And non-martyrs, according to the Iranian numbers, was 700. So 700 agent provocateurs or people involved in violence to one degree or another are counted as belligerents. This is what's inferred in the data, a total being casualties across the board, 3,170. All named with national ID numbers next to them, okay? And there were a few hundred or a number of bodies that were unrecognizable, unidentifiable because they were burned to death, okay? That's the reality of what happened. And some of this has obviously been circulated, the images and so forth, what I just mentioned, on the Iranian national media. Was any of this circulated on the Western mainstream media? No, because this undercuts the narrative. So that's the first lie that's important, because that establishes in the minds of Americans in the West that the regime is not popular, it's oppressing its own people, it's killing its own people. Therefore, regime change is inevitable. Okay, it's a fait accompli. Not true. So
American government are thinking about bringing an end to the regime. The American government, under the leadership of President Donald Trump, are engaging in a talks, and he said it is a very good, as in the talk between him and Netanyahu last week, he said in his post that it is a very good discussion. So we are hoping to see something more. From Patrick Henningsen, he claimed that more than 20 million civilians come out in support of the Ayatollah Khamenei regime. More than 20 million civilians. This is a huge number, not only in America, but in any other European country. To have this huge popular support on a government is a very huge thing. It shows to you that the normal populace really love that regime. Also, regime change, it requires a lot of effort, it requires a lot of dollars. and a lot of things in play, because you have to remember that the American regime spent a lot of years, a lot of manpower and military manpower in Afghanistan. But what happened at the end of the day? Immediately the American government fuck up and leave Afghanistan. The Taliban government took over. So of all those years of American dollars in Afghanistan, it goes to nothing. So if the American regime really is thinking of a regime change in Iran, they have to find a solution. They have to find a solution, because military occupation bring a lot of anger, a lot of things. Because we have to remember that the former regime of Iran, which goes by the Reza Pahlavi Shah, when he was in power, he did a lot of things with the backing of the CIA, the Mossad, and the American government. They back him up. He did a lot of atrocity which are unspeakable. Although we are not trying to protect this regime, the Ayatollah regime. You have to understand, we are not protecting them. But
They're extremely popular. The revolutionary government that took power in 1979 after 47 years is still popular. They're still